Sajni, you have to unmute. You have to unmute.
Yeah. Thank you so much for those kind words, Vaniji. And a very, very good evening to each and every one of you over here. I am really honored and blessed to be a guest over here. So I'd like to thank you all very much for this. Now, I really think that when you said to speak about my connection goes back to having met your parents, Vaniji. I met Mr. and Mrs. Krishnamurti before I met Vani and Vasu. And how this happened was that Mr. Krishnamurti would give talks at the School of Ancient Wisdom, and so did Rukmaniji. And I must tell you that both of them were excellent orators and really took me on my spiritual journey. Because I remember Rukmaniji talking so beautifully about the chakras, so many talks. And what I was amazed at when I met Mr. Krishnamurti was one talk which he spoke about, which was on Om. And he said how most of us don't really say the Om the way it's supposed to be. And he spoke about Ah, U, Ma. I was so fascinated by that talk that I requested him. I said, will you come and talk to a little group we have of women that meets every Tuesday morning? And immediately he said yes. He gave me fantastic directions how to reach his Jayanagar house. And when I went there, he was ready. Now he came to our group, he spoke on Om. And what really fascinated me and all the others was before he started his talk, he looked at each person very intently. We didn't know why. I think someone also asked him, sir, what is it that you're looking at? And he said, no, I'm looking at you. But I think he was very intuitive and was looking deep into where we were and, how far we progressed. So that was it. And I must tell you that he was so generous when I dropped him back at home. He gave me a little tape, cassettes. In those days, we didn't have CDs or anything. I still have this cassette on Om. So that was a wonderful gift, a very generous person. And that's how my journey with the meditation and study circle started. After that, I did meet Vasuji and Vani once again at the School of Ancient Wisdom, where I was amazed at their talks. And, I think Vani gets all her oratorial skills from her parents, her mother and father. Now, Vani, what really fascinated me when she spoke was on Ramanaji. I think I learned a lot about Sri Ramana through Vani, was fascinated by the way she spoke. And I remember a friend of mine, Geeta, was there, and then we invited her again to her house where she spoke to us. So this was really how I got to know them. And I think Vasuji also, I've heard him only at the school, excellent. They are really excellent. And I feel that, the study circle, meditation and study circle is doing something phenomenal. There are not many people who have retreats like this, lots and lots of well-read people giving amazing talks. And during this COVID, I think this was something which really helped all of us. So thank you so much, Vaniji and Vasudevji. It was really, really wonderful. Because I feel there are lots of other people who are talking on different things, who are not, concentrating on spirituality. And once we get into this line of spirituality, we grow tremendously as human beings. And I really marvel at the two of them, how they have been running it for 41 years. I must congratulate Vasuji and Vaniji for doing this, because I organize also at the School of Ancient Wisdom. And I know how difficult it is to keep getting speakers, good speakers. And there have been remarkable speakers here, and I have learned a lot. There have been so many people, so many sessions, and they keep continuing. So I would like to congratulate you all on this 41st anniversary. It's really a milestone. And I wish you all greater success. And I'm sure the study circle and meditation and study circle will grow to greater heights and take along a lot of people, because this is the need of the hour. You see, people are depressed. I'm a counselor and a coach, and I know how people who are running after materialistic things are really so depressed. And more, there's been a lot of doom and gloom because of COVID. And talks that have been facilitated have been so good, have given people a lot of hope, courage. And as we go on this path with them, with all the speakers, I think we develop a lot of compassion, we develop a lot of love, and are able to deal with situations no matter what. So I thank the Meditation and Study Circle once again for all the super work it's been doing, especially Vani and Vasudev. Amazing work. Please keep it up. And I thank you once again for inviting me to be amidst all of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sajni. Thank you for narrating how you met my father and how he facilitated the own discourse for all of you and how special it felt.
Yes.
So, the work of meditation and study circle, or whether it is the school of ancient wisdom, we know that finally it is divine grace working through so many people, through so many agencies. We have wonderful people like you, like Mr. G.N. Seshadri, Srimati Seshadri, and all our facilitators and people who have been giving us a space to have our satsangs in. We have so many volunteers who help us set up and help us in conducting our satsangs. And we have our wonderful satsangis. Without them, satsangs would not happen. So we are really, really so grateful for your kind words of appreciation, encouragement, your good wishes, your blessings. Thank you so much. You have brought a lot of special sharing into our 41st anniversary celebrations, which have been extending over February and March. So let us offer our pranams to Sajni for her wonderful sharing, our Pushpavrishti clap angels showering blossoms upon the enlightened. Thank you so much, Sajni. And we are also equally happy to have Shri G.N. Seshadri and Srimati Lalita Seshadri with us. They have been coming and Seshadri ji has been facilitating at Meditation and Study Circle since many years now. He has taken us through so many scriptures, and to have him here among the celebrations of the 41st anniversary is a very great privilege for all of us. I think most of the people here know him very well, and to many here, he is a guide and mentor. They're a part of his study circle, and both of them, uh, the divine couple, they are taking satsangis through scriptures of Vedanta in their study classes. They have many study classes in a week. Shri Seshadri ji is the director of SHINE, Chandelier Institute of Nurturing Excellence. He is a trainer and coach who is in great demand in the corporate world, among the government organizations, in the educational institutions. So he's continuously busy with his wife and his team conducting training sessions. In the midst of that, he makes time for a lot of sharing on Vedanta and Vedanta study circles also. He's a trustee of the Karnataka chapter of Chinmaya Mission. Swami Chinmayanandaji is his Sadguru. So he has a great passion for sharing Vedantic wisdom. And today we are extremely happy to request him to share his wisdom on Atma Bodha. This will be the eighth session since he began the scripture. So we invite him to uh, begin sharing his wisdom. Thank you so much, sir. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you. Hari Om. Pranams to all. Before we start, I must congratulate you. I must congratulate Meditation and Study Circle for completing 41 years. So it is not easy to sustain any organization for so long, and especially an organization which wants to only give and give and give only. Giving education, knowledge is very great, but giving knowledge without any expectation, Vidyadana, is still greater. But greater than the normal materialistic jnanas is the spiritual jnana. It is a pure, that this institution has been doing it for 41 years, not small. I had the opportunity of listening to the respected Sri Krishnamurti Ji when they were doing programs here in the, now it is RV Dental College. SSMRV was here. There I have attended a lot of sessions. And subsequently, when Rukmini Amma was there, and he attended, invited me to a number of sessions. I think I have got more than 15 years of association, maybe even 20 years with Meditation Study Circle. I still remember many times when she used to chair the sessions, she was listening with absolute attention, without a script writing down. In the end, her introduction used to be our Rukmini Krishnamurti's introduction used to be extraordinarily great. But in the end, the way she was summarizing, the essence of what is taught in nutshell was something very, very great. This institution has been doing a great job. Krishnamurti and Rukmini, what a nice couple. Krishna and Rukmini. And what you use the word divine couple to us, it applies much, much more to your parents, Vaniji. And she is blessed that this is continuing. Vani is highly committed. And okay, daughter can be committed, but what about the son-in-law, Vasudev? In a company like HP, he was a very busy man, but he spent a lot of time in meditation study circle. I have had the opportunity. In fact, I must thank them for giving me opportunity. We had a lot of. We also had Kaivalya Upanishad in the meditation. We also discussed in depth the Tattva Bodha, Vajagovindam, and including Taittiriya also we had in depth. Now we have finished 7 talks of Atma Bodha. We are on the 8th talk. Here we begin. We start with Omkar together. And after Omkar, we will chant Shuklam Baradaram together. And then, because this is a Prakarana Grantha, Acharya Shankara, we are going to remember him. Sada. Then one meditation stanza of Atma Bodha, and then we go to verses 30 onwards. Okay? We start.
सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् प्रातः स्मरामि हृदि संस्फुरदात्मतत्त्वम् सच्चित्सुखं परमहंसगतिं तुरीयम् यस्वप्नजागर सुषुप्तमवैति नित्यम् तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमहं न च भूत संगः.
We chant, lead and follow verse 30 of Atma Bodha.
निषिध्य निखिलोपाधीन् निषिध्य निखिलोपाधीन् नेति नेतीति वाक्यतः नेति नेतीति वाक्यतः विद्याद्यैक्यं महावाक्यैः विद्याद्यैक्यं महावाक्यैः जीवात्मपरमात्मनोः जीवात्मपरमात्मनोः. Together now. निषिध्य निखिलोपाधीन् नेति नेतीति वाक्यतः विद्याद्यैकं महावाक्यैः जीवात्मपरमात्मनोः.
We will see the word-to-word meaning of this.
Sir, unmute ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಿಮ್ದು. At any time, only one device can be active, either yours or madam, sir, because otherwise echo ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So ನಿಮ್ದು unmute ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು, she can mute and you can unmute. Yes.
Going to present now. Entire screen. Share. I'm sharing the screen. Note that. Are you able to see? No. Are you able to see the screen now?
Yes, yes.
Now
sir.
the verse that we yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. He said
Yes, sir.
the verse Nishidya Nikiropadin Neti Neteti Vakyataha Vidyat Aikyam Mahavakyaihi Jivatma Paramatmayo. These Prakarana Granthas, we have the Atma Bodha and Tattva Bodha. Tattva Bodha is a book of definitions. But here, Atma Bodha is of the concepts. These concepts that are in Atma Bodha, they are nothing new. All those which are in Upanishads, only they are brought here. Very good foundation. It says, it is in the depth of Vedanta, Nikila Upadin Nishidya. How? Na iti, na iti. What is the basis? Vakyataha. We have the scriptural statements which says na iti, na iti, na iti. And what is na iti? Upadin. And also, Nikila Upadin Nishitya. And then what is the next step? We have to know the Mahavakyaihi. Mahavakyaihi. All Upanishads have Mahavakyas. some of them more than one. For example, in Taittiriya, it says, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Taittiriya. It all says the other the statements are there, but there are four which are very, very popular that we will remember. Not that they are the only Mahavakyas. And those Mahavakyas, they indicate Jivatma Paramatmanoho Aikyam, the Aikyam of the supreme individual soul, the Jivatma, and the supreme soul, Paramatma. What it says, Aikyam, what is indicated, Aikyam of what? The Jivatma and the Paramatma. That Aikyam, Vidyat. Vidyat means not knowing, not listening, not understanding. We have got to experience that. So there are three important steps here. Number one, Nikila Upadin, on the basis of Neti Neti, Na Iti Naiti. Naiti Naiti are the scriptural statements. On the basis of these statements, what we are expected to do is Nikila. I will explain what is that. All the Upadin we must negate. I am not this, I am not this, and also. And then, based on the meaning of the Mahavakyas, we have to. So we'll, as I told you, all Upanishads, every Upanishad will have a Mahavakya, but we have taken now for our reference the four Mahavakyas. Number one, this is only to indicate Samanvaya, that why we have taken these four. Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samveda, Atharvaveda, they have all various Upanishads. And we have taken one sample from each one of the Vedas, and the essence is indicated. Number one, I am going it in a particular order. In Rigveda, you see in Aitariya Upanishad, this Mahavakya, Prajnanam Brahma, the consciousness is Brahman. You know, all that Upadis are there. That consciousness is Brahman, is one Mahavakya in Aitariya Upanishad, which belongs to the Rigveda. In Atharvaveda, you have, in Mandukya Upanishad, you will find, I am Atma Brahma. This self is Brahman. And we have in Samaveda, in Chandogya Upanishad, you will see that Upadesha Vakya it is called. The Guru says, Tat Tvam Asi. In Samaveda, in Chandogya Upanishad of Samaveda, you will see this Mahavakya, Tat Tvam Asi, that thou art. And this is the Upadesha Vakya of the Guru. And the disciple goes on thinking, and then ultimately comes here in Yajurveda, in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, you will find Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. So this is what is indicated here, what? Mahavakyaihi. Look at that. Jivatma Paramatmanoho Aikyam Vidyat. These are indicated here, but we have to realize. But what are the essential steps? Number one, it says Nishidya Nikila Upadin. Carefully. If you understand this, I know all of you are a very seasoned lot. You have heard, not only heard, listened, read, understood, practiced all the spiritual things. But still, for us to remind ourselves, Nishidya Nikila Upadin Na iti vakyataha. What is that? There are two conditions. There is what is called as Upadi and Upahitam. This is all Vedantic students must get it deep in them. Upad, and there are three rules. Upadi, Upahitam. Upadi should be near Upahitam. Next, it should transfer. Upadi will transfer the qualities to Upahidam, qualities and attributes, and that transfer is false. I would like to give you an example. This is famous. It is also here indicated in Atma Bodha. There is a blue cloth. On that you have got a crystal, pure crystal, colorless crystal, transparent crystal. And what happens when you look at that, you will see that crystal appears to be of the color of the cloth on which it is there. It appears blue. Carefully. The Upadhi is a cloth. Upahitam is the crystal. Number one definition. Upadhi is near Upahitam. That blue cloth is near the crystal. And that blue cloth transfers its color to the crystal. And that transfer is false. Similarly, now, what is our Upadhis? We have what is called as Sthula Sukshma Karana Upadhi. It did say no, Nishidya Nikila Upadhin, all. Sthula, the grass, the subtle, and the causal bodies. Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharira is the Upadhi. But I am what? Here is where the statement Neti Neti Idi Vakyataha means what? I am not the Upadhi. It should be our feeling. I am the Upahidam. I am the Atman. But what happening is I am getting all the qualities of the Upadhi on me. Upadhi, I am the Upahidam, I the Atman. The Upadhi is the grass, subtle and the causal bodies. And that Upadhi, grass, subtle and causal bodies, tries to transfer its qualities and attributes on me. But here he says, no, na iti, I must find out. And then you must come to this feeling, what? I must come to a feeling, Vidyat Aikyam Jivatma Paramatma Noho. Now, how is this? Jivatma Paramatma, it is this which is under discussion by all the acharyas. We have the commentaries from on the Dvaita concept, the Vishishtadvaita concept, and Advaita concept. All of them is the difference is in the relationship between the Jivatma and the Paramatma. Now, what is this Jivatma? That supreme consciousness, Parabrahman, conditioned by the Veshti Sharira, my body, is called Jivatma. That same consciousness conditioned by Veshti. You know, Veshti, look at yourself. You will find grass, subtle, causal bodies. Sthula, Sukshma, Karana, Sharira. And also it also means Panchakoshas, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. So these are the Vyashti Sharira. That supreme consciousness, Parabrahman, conditioned by this body is called Jivatma. And then look at the whole world now. The whole world you have like Sthula, Sukshma, Karana, Sharira. We have got the grass, subtle and the causal universe. Think. Grass, Virat, Hiranyagarbha, Antaryami. Sthula, Sukshma, Karana, Prapancha. That is the macro, that supreme Brahman conditioned by the universe, Samashti, is Paramatman. Actually, there is no difference between Veshti and Samashti. Carefully. What is Samashti after all? All the Veshtis together is Samashti. all the grass bodies together is the grass universe. It's called Virat. All the grass, all the Vyashti subtle bodies together is subtle universe, Hiranyagarbha. And Vyashti Karana Sharira is Avidya. And Samashti, it is called Maya. Samashti is nothing but all Vyashti together. Now let us go, now we are all mathematical students. Supreme consciousness plus body is Jivatma. Now put it on the other side. Consciousness, body plus consciousness is Jivatma. A Jivatma, yes, and now Jivatma plus body, consciousness plus body. Now remove body. Consciousness plus body is Jivatma. Now when you subtract body, then what remains is Jivatma. Similarly, Paramatman minus universe. Consciousness plus universe is Paramatman. When Paramatman remove universe, it is consciousness. So this is what it means. The Upadi, Vyashti is body, Samashti is universe. Now what does it say? When you negate all that, this is what this statement is. Nishidya Nikila Upadin, both Vyashti and Samashti. Jivatman minus body. Think. This consciousness plus conditioned by body is Jivatman. And when you negate body from Jivatman, is consciousness. Similarly, consciousness conditioned by universe is called Paramatma. Think. Same. Now remove that Upadi. Samashti Upadi, you remove universe from Paramatma. And what remains is consciousness. That means when you transcend, that consciousness is same. It is the same consciousness conditioned by Vyashti is called Jivatma. The same consciousness conditioned by universe is called Paramatman. The difference is only in the conditioning. Think. Look at this verse. Nishidya Nikila Upadin, Nikila Upadin, Vyashti and Samashti. Then what remains is this inside water conditioned by Vyashti. This is waves. The same water conditioned by huge is ocean. Now, from when you subtract, when you negate the form, remove the form of the waves, then that is water. And the ocean is macro, waves are micro, Vyashti, Samashti, like our body and the universe, same thing. And when you really negate Upadi of wave and ocean, think. When what is only water. So, and it can be considered like this. You have a small concave mirror and a huge convex mirror. That object getting reflected in a small concave mirror looks very, very small. Same that object getting reflected in a huge convex mirror is huge. But we are seeing that images, reflected media different because of the reflecting media. Think. I want you to start thinking. But it is the same. Getting reflected in micro, small, and getting reflected in macro appears different because of the reflection, because of the conditioning. When that is removed, both are same. Reflections appear different. It is pure water and water only. Whether you call it a wave, it is Veshti, ocean, macro. In essence, it is all water. Because of the conditioning, we see it as different waves and ocean. Similarly, Vyashti Shariram, you look at the statement again, Nishidya Nikilopadin, Naitineti Vakyataha, Vidyat Aikyam Mahavakyahi, Jivatma Paramatmanoho. What we have to do, number one, Nikila Upadin Nishidya, that we have done. Remove the conditioning, saying that not this, not that, not that. And then we have got these Mahavakyas, 4 of them were taken as a sample. With that, on the basis of that, we have seen, on the basis of the statements of time-tested, proven, established truth indicated in Mahavakya. We saw there is no Jivatma Paramatmanoho Aikyam is there. There is no difference. The difference is only in the conditioning. Upadhi. But in reality, again we go back to the definition of the Upadhi and the Upahidam. Upadhi is nearer Upahidam. Upadhi tries to impose, transfer its Gunani on the Upahidam, but it is false. Similarly, all this Vishti and Samashti, they are the Upadhis, and they are trying to transfer it on that Supreme Brahman. It is false. It is Mithya. So, in essence, there is no difference between Jivatma and the Paramatma. The difference is only in the Upadhis, which is not me. So, there is no difference between Jiva. And what is that? I am that. Carefully, I am going to one more step. Not only we will understand Jivatma Paramatmanoho Aikyam, I am that. That's what we have to understand. How are we to do it? First step. The essential step is you get qualified. This is an experiment which we have to do inside. Like we do when we do an experiment in the chemical laboratories, we have apparatus, burette, pipette, beaker, etc., etc. We thoroughly clean them. If there are some contaminations, then if you do experiment with it, it gives wrong results. Similarly, we have to do experiment here. So we have to do inside. So number one, we have to get purified. Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Vishalata, Chitta Ekagrata. And in that condition, we have to get our Upadesha from the Sri Guru. And having got that, having made the mind calm, get into a mood, get Vedantic meditation. Now we are a lot of commercial meditation. No, I am talking of the after becoming fit. In fact, in Bhrigu of Taittiriya Upanishad, Tapasa Brahma Vijijñāsasva Tabo Brahmeti. I have to understand neither this Vyashti Upadhis nor Samashti Upadhis, they are all Mithyam. In essence, I am that. Aham Brahmasmi. We'll go to verse 31, lead and follow.
Avidyakam shariradi.
I think she will come here. Mute it. Okay.
Avidyakam shariradi.
Please repeat.
Avidyakam shariradi. Drishyam budbudavaksharam. Drishyam budbudavaksharam. Etad vilakshanam vidyat. Etad vilakshanam vidyat. Aham Brahmeti Nirmalam. Aham Brahmeti Nirmalam.
We'll chant it together.
Avidyakam Shariradi Drishyam Budbudavacharam Etat Vilakshanam Vidyat Aham Brahmeti Nirmalam.
Oh, what a beautiful verse it is. We'll see the word to Varni. Avidyakam. Here, Avidyakam. No, this is called causal body. Grass, subtle, and causal body. We have the three bodies from grass, subtle, up to causal body. And that causal body is one which is the cause for the grass and subtle bodies. Shariradvayasya karanamatram tattva bodha. Shariradvayasya sthula sukshma, grass and subtle bodies. And for that, the cause is the causal body. What is that? Avidya. It is that avidya which gives birth to the grass and subtle bodies, which is nitya. And then what on avidyakam shariradi drishyam drishyam budbudavat sharam. Here is a beautiful definition called druk drishya vivekam. Acharya has written one beautiful book, Druk Drishya Viveka. Druk Drishya Viveka is what? What we see, Drishyam, means what is perceivable by mind, what I can see, what I can hear, what I can smell, what I can taste, what I can feel by touch, or what I can feel through my mind, what I can think through the intellect. They are all drishyam. Vedanta, that way, is opposite to that. In science, we believe that only what I seeing is believing. Hearing, I have to hear through my own ears. Vedanta says, what you see with your eyes, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you touch, what you touch, and what you can feel through the mind, what you can think through the intellect, they are all false. They are all perishable. You look at that. Shari avidyakam shariradi drishyam budbudavat ksharam. They are all perishable. All that you see is the body. Starting up to causal body. That means grass, subtle causal bodies. And they are the drishyam, means perceived by my senses, felt by my mind, thought by intellect. They are all perishable. He has given an example of bubbles. Hey, but I am imperishable. He says, Etat vilakshanam, means which is different from drishyam. Carefully. Which is perishable. Carefully. Each word is very important. What is perceived by my senses, felt by my mind, thought by intellect, all of them are perishable. And I have to understand, I am the druk, not the drishyam. And this, I have to understand, I am that Nirmala Brahman. Last verse, in the verse 30, we saw Nikila Upadhi Nishidya. Last verse. Now, Drishyam Nishidya. Drishyam, I have told you the causal is avidya. That is what which causes the drishyam. And that is out of avidya. Avidya in the Veshti, in the Samashti, it is Maya. Maya is the causal universe that causes, like Sharira Dvayasya Karanamatram Sukshma Sthula Sharira is caused by Karana Sharira, causal body, which is Avidya. Similarly, the gross and the subtle universe is because of Karana Prapancha, causal universe. It is what? Maya. Vyashti Avidya, Samashti Maya. Both are, look at that, Sthula Sukshma Prapancham is macro, Sthula Sukshma Karanam is micro. And what we have to understand, all that is, what is that? Wrong. They are all perishable. Buddhavat. Now start seeing the bubbles. Go on seeing in the mind. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Understand? The moment you see the bubbles, you will certainly understand they are all small, 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 small. Neerina, Medina, Guldayante. Everything is a small, small bubble. They are highly perishable. They go away. And like that, they are all bubbles. You know how temporary it is? Like that, both, you see, Shri, all the Drishyam is Ksharam. But who am I? I am the Aksharam. I am the imperishable. Think. All here, last time it was the world. I mean, it was me. Now we are going to the world. All that wish, that is Drishyam, what is perceived by my senses, felt by my mind, thought by my intellect, they are all like bubbles, Ksharam. Think. I want you to see thinking. I know you can indeed understand how Ksharam our body is. And similarly, the world also, all the Drishyam. But what we have to understand, Acharya says, is Druk, Drishya, Viveka. We must have the discrimination between the Satyam and the Mityam, Sat and Asat, perishable and imperishable. All that is Drishyam is perishable. I am the Aksharam Brahman. And what we have to understand, I must understand Etat Vilakshanam Vidyat. What I have to understand? Aham Brahma, Aham Nirmalam Brahma. Then I must understand I am all the Drishyam is Maya Janyam. It is Ksharam. All that Shariratrayam, all that. But I am the Maya Adhishtanam. I am Aksharam. So this is my nature. I am Nirmala Brahman. This is the purpose of this sloka. We have to sit in meditation and then understand what is that? Tat Padam. And I must understand I am Nirmala Brahman. I am the Drishyam, I am Druk, not the Drishyam. So this is what we have to understand. We will go to the verse number 32 now. Read and follow.
Dehanyatvanna me janma, Dehanyatvanna me janma, Jarakarshalayadayah, Jarakarshalayadayah, Shabdadi Vishayai Sango, Nirindriyatayanacha, Nirindriyatayanacha. Together. Dehanyatvanna me janma, Jarakarshalayadayah, Shabdadi Vishayai Sango, Nirindriyatayanacha.
Deha, Indriya, Deha, Anmoha, Dehat, Anyatva. I am Dehat, than the body, I am other than that. Because I am not, I am other than the body, may janma, all that is not there. All that is not there. What is that? Because I am other than the body, for me, all of you start thinking. And it is applicable to you, it is applicable to me, all of us. Na me janma jara karshya laya adayaha. These were modifications. Birth, wrinkling, senility, death. I think it is happening. Don't say it is happening to you. Because look at that, they are anyatvad. Because these are the modifications of my sharira, the body. I am other than the body. I am not the body. So these modifications of the body will not apply to me. Or we have seen in Atma Bodha, because there are very matching words is there. We have got what is called as Seshadri, the sixth modification. Asti, Jayate, Vardate, Viparimate, Apakshiyate, Vinashyate. Look at that. You are inside the mother's womb, Asti. On the date of birth, 9th February 1948, Jayate. And then all that growth, initially vertical growth, afterwards horizontal growth. From small few 2-3 kgs, we go up to 70 kgs, 80 kgs, sometimes they cross century. And then we have maturity, Viparimata. And obviously, most certainly, the diseases start coming in. And normally, when you get a disease, you go to a doctor and he gives you some medicine and you get one free. Buy one, take one more free, additional, and for that additional, all that you will come, you will have sugar, BP, and so many stroke, heart attack, all that you can't see, you can't walk, you can't hold, you can't digest, all that disease. And one day, death of death, that is certain. You have come with a return ticket. But I am assuring you, this happens to all, but not to you. Yes. This doesn't happen. Yes, it will not happen to you. As long as you look at that, we must see deha anyatvat. Because the moment you realize that you are not the body, then all these vikaras of the bodies, you are free from. Hey, I'm giving you freedom certificate. Yet you will not have disease. You will not have death. Oh, what a great, No disease for you. No death for you. What other boon you want? I don't need, your nature is that. None of these modifications. But why are we saying, I am sick, I am going to die, I was born. Why? Because it is the quality of the upadhi. I am putting it on the upahitam. I am not the body. Therefore, body has got this prarabdha. It is undergoing. The moment you start your stop your identity with the body, you are certainly not the body. It is only your upadhis. You are the upahitam. Because of our wrong imposition. So this is what is it? Me, janma, jara, karsha, laya, adayaha. No. Because I am different from the body. There is another portion here. Nirindriyataya. Oh, you have no sense organs. That is why when you don't have sense organ, nirindriyataya, what you are happening? You have got all these, in this, you hear, you feel touch, you see, rasana, granam. These are the activities of the senses. What? Shrotram, tat, chakshurasana, granam, iti panchagyani indriyani. What is that? Ears, skin, eyes, tongue, and nose. They are the sense organs. And these sense organs, they have these experiences. What? It will have Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. They are indicated in the order from the subtle to the grosser. Shrotram, Tvat, Chakshu, Rasana, Granam. And its object are Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. The experience of sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. What does it do? That gets this what? Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, Prithvi is the outside world. Space, air, fire, earth, and now these are the objects of our. In other words, this is nothing but our outside world. This outside world, which you get through your senses, you see, you hear in the order. You hear, you feel touch, you see, you smell, you taste. What? The objects. And they are the objects of the world experienced by your senses. As long as your identity is with your senses, this is real. Because of this, there is no world at all. Can you see? A totally born blind person, does he have any form of the world? Start thinking, start thinking, start thinking. There is no world of form at all for a totally blind person. Or a person who is born deaf, complete, not that. Where is the world of the sound? All these world outside in the waking state is because of our senses. Now, that not only this, not only the waking world, the dream world that you experience, that also is projected by your mind. Think, think, think. It is because of my senses, because of my mind, I have the waking world and the dream world. All that we have outside, I told you the other element. Vishwa, Tejasa, Prajna. Vishwa is in the Veshti because of avidya, grass, subtle and causal bodies, not there. And Samashti, grass universe, subtle universe, causal universe, Virat, Hiranyagarbha, Antaryami. That is because of Maya, because of avidya, Vyashti Sharira, carefully, carefully. Because of Maya, universe. All that is wrong. They are not all that because I have got sense organs. Now, I am not this sense. Nirindriyataya, I have got no more. So there is, look at that word, Dehan Anyat, Name, Janma, Jara, all that, and Shabda, all of them are not there. Neither all those which are available to my senses. There is no Vyashti world, Samashti. They are all created projected by, it is not easy to understand. Only because of my identity with my sense organs, with my mind, with my intellect, I am seeing this. In the absence of this, there is nothing else. So I have to understand, all these Sthula Sukshma, that is why Atma Bodha says, Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharirat Vyatiriktaha Panchakoshatitaha Avastatraya Sakshi. This is called the Tatastha Lakshana. And then, what is the Swarupa Lakshana? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, Satchidananda Brahma. All that is, so there is, all that appears to be true is mithya. Mithya is not there. Mithya is what is there appears as different. What was is Brahman only. But we are superimposing this, which is mithya. So in the seat of meditation, I must understand there is only one. No upadis, no universe. Everywhere there is no difference between the Veshti and the Samashti. There is only one Brahman. The world appears to be true because of Maya. The Lord has created Maya Sahita Brahma, is called Ishvara, that itself manifested as Karana Prapancha. Karana Prapancha becomes Sukshma Prapancha, the subtle universe, and the gross universe. And from that universe, Vyashti Sharira. Look at that. Subtle from the causal body. We have from the subtle universe, we have the subtle body. All subtle bodies together is a subtle universe. All the gross bodies together is a gross universe. I want you to start seeing all of them, because creation has happened because of Maya. In Vyashti Avidya, when that individually, when I exhaust my vasanas, when avidya is gone, then I realize there is only one. There is no Vyashti Sharira, there is no Samashti universe, there is only one. One. It is Brahman only. That is Upahidam. And I am trying to superimposing the Upadis on that, which is false. What is, was, will be is only Brahman. So I have to Tat Tvam Asi, that thou art. Then you have to realize Aham Brahma Asmi. Thank you very much. We chant with Shanti Padam. We'll take the next verses in the next classes. Because 7:45 we have to close. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you very much. Over to Vani.